All right, everybody, welcome back to Turn 2 with Scott and Troy. We have an awesome guest for you today. We have Austin Roberts, one of my good friends, played together here for the last 3 years
Yep.
together. When I got to tell you a story, the first time I met him, jury was out on him at first. He was a little wild in the locker room. I didn't quite have a feel on him because I felt like I was kind of the wild person in the locker room. But let me tell you, Austin Roberts brought it to another level, and am I so glad because I have him as my number one on best clubhouse personalities, best clubhouse people you can have. I'm
Number
I'm
one.
putting you numero uno, and I waited to tell you this until we were on camera.
I appreciate
so
it.
That
I
it is-
appreciate it.
It is logged. It is said. Just because every day you bring the vibes, you keep everybody engaged, and wow, you are a menace on the mound.
I try to be, man. I just, as you know, like I just have a lot of energy, and I'm very blessed to, have a lot of people in my life that, also, are like that as well. So it's very easy to just be myself day in and day out. So, we get to do something that's really awesome too. So, the game of baseball brings you to all different sides of the world and the country, and you get to see some pretty awesome stuff and meet some pretty awesome people too throughout it.
And I think it's so interesting because baseball in today's game with 162, 150, whatever league you're in, it can get monotonous.
Very.
And it can get to where you're doing the same. It's Groundhog's Day every single day. You show up to the field. Yes, you're in a new city, but it's the same schedule. It's the same feel. What do you do to kind of break that up in your daily life, whether it's, a little something here or there, maybe it's a mental switch?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you never know what you're going to get. Like you said, it's very monotonous. It's very, scheduled out. But, each day comes with the ups and downs of, how your body's feeling, how your energy's feeling, and I just feel like trying to be as consistent as I can. And I feel like I do a good job coming in and, just bringing a lot of energy and kind of just making people laugh, man. If I can make someone laugh, I'm having a good day, and I made their day a little better, for those couple seconds.
All right, so I had promised these two guys something, and the clubhouse talk is the perfect segue because there was a game. It was at the end of the season last year, and I was walking through the clubhouse, and you just talked about energy, and you're like, oh my gosh, we're towards the end here. We only have a little bit to go, and it's a Sunday morning, so it's like one of those Sunday day games. I'm like, Troy, the music mix is awesome. Who made this? It was you.
Oh, yeah.
So tell me, what goes into your – do you have one? Is that just your mix, or do you have a Sunday morning? Do you have a Wednesday afternoon? You had a little John Mayer in there. It had really good, Sunday morning vibes.
Yeah, I feel like, the early day games, you don't want to, rock out with your socks out, and you don't want to get too high too early, but an easy way into the game is kind of good. Sunday mornings, like you said, it's kind of more of a chill vibe. Obviously, guys are just waking up still, some of the guys, but I just feel like music kind of helps you express yourself in so many different ways. There's rap to reggae to even the Latin music. I got a couple Latin songs that, I heard over in the DR that, I kind of like. And throughout my time in pro ball, I've just learned them. And, I think being able to speak Spanish in this game, helps you a little bit. At least not fluently, but enough to get by for sure. That definitely helps. But back to music, it helps me kind of just connect with the locker room, too. Like I said, playing the Latin music, we got some Latin guys in the clubhouse that enjoy it, and they're, some of them might be taken a little back when they're like, who's playing this? And I'm like, oh, it's me. And I'm, so they're like, oh my gosh, okay, Poppy, you got it. So, but no, man, like I said, it just helps kind of control the energy for that little amount of time that we're in the clubhouse before we come out here.
Baseball is something you love. I think it's pretty obvious. Where do you think that comes from in your life from when you were younger?
I've been playing since I was 3, T-ball, coach pitch, whatever it was back there, back at that time. But I don't know, man. It's an easy getaway from everything that's outside the field. I'm a very different person as far as, how I am. Maybe not. I feel like my energy's always up for most of the time. But I don't know, man. It's just an easy way to just compete. I love competing, so. coming to the field every day, like, I love it. Like, each guy that I get to meet throughout the clubhouse, like, they all have a different story. They all come from somewhere different. And for us to connect together about a game, it's just really fascinating to me. And, I just love competing and I love winning. Like, obviously everybody hates to lose, but, like, I want to win as much as the next guy. And, that's what I just want to do and get to the big league level one time and at some point and do that there.
Well, and it's so admirable of you. You seem to flip a switch right when your name is called up in the bullpen. And I got to tell you, you're going from a little bit of a different role this year too. I'm not the baseball talk guy. Usually I'm the outside of baseball, but I got a couple actual baseball. So what is the difference in preparation and mentality from being a closer role, being an 8th inning guy, to now throwing 3 innings and kind of having to like stretch it out a little bit? Like what's different in that role?
I mean, obviously I'm going multiple innings, so like conserving your energy or something like that has to be a kind of a thought into it, but at the same time, like for me, like as a pitcher, like ever since I started just pitching when I got to college, it was just like it's always grip it and rip it. So like whatever I have that day, like I'm just going to let it rip the whole time. So I mean, my mentality doesn't really change. Like I'm still trying to get outs, whether they're punch outs, pop outs, strikeouts. Obviously, I'm trying to strike everybody.
Go for the strikeout.
Like, every time, man. I'm trying to stack them strikeouts up as much as I can.
As
like,
Rob would say.
Those are fun. Get the little strut around the mound. But no, yeah, I just feel like my mentality doesn't really change, man. Like I'm just trying to, come at you, be aggressive in the zone, and get you to miss the ball.
And you've added 2 more pitches, 3 more pitches. He's a little background. He's been trying to teach me how to throw this little cutter slider when I'm playing left field. And, man, he just shakes his head every time I throw it. He's like, that's not it. Nope. Bad. Home run.
You get a couple in there. You get a couple in there that
That's
are
because
late.
I got sticky on my finger. Don't tell the MLB. I got sticky on my fingers.
But no, yeah. So last year it was more of a cutter, and this year it's a little slower. And I mean, sometimes it's 87, sometimes 90, but whatever it is that day, like it's more of like a slider cutter mix between the two. And then recently I started throwing a sweeper, so we'll bust that out on Sunday when I get to open. So should be exciting. I'm excited for it. I threw a couple off the mound yesterday. I was like, oh, didn't know I can do that. Pretty cool.
I'm just thankful you didn't have that in the Dominican. You're a 2-pitch guy. It was funny because we actually faced each other in the Dominican, and I tried to smile at him. He was all business. He gave me a little head nod, but he was all business.
Oh, yeah.
And he decided to walk me.
It was a
2-0 count. It was a 2-0 count, and he was like, sorry, ball 4. I don't.
That came from the dugout. I was coming at you again.
He just put up a 4 on the mound. I thought it was crazy.
Just some respect. What about the second at bat? What happened in the second at bat?
We don't talk about that one, do we? Do you want to tell him what happened?
It was just a nice double play, baby. Good old double play.
It was such a good slider too. Down and in. I wasn't ready for it. Happens.
It was there until it wasn't.
All right, these new pitches, like this is a big thing now with baseball in that there's like these pitch labs and stuff where you could mess around with, okay, if I do this, I'm going to get this kind of movement or this kind of velocity. Are you doing that? Like, is that how you get these, or is it just like guys coming up to you, hey, I think you could be good at this. Let's see what this grip does.
Yeah, I think it's more on the grip side. Like in spring training, like I was throwing the traditional cutter that I was throwing last year, and then Moskis, our big league pitching coach, was just like, hey, slide your fingers up on these seams a little more and throw it the same exact way. And yanked the first couple ones, and then they were just like, hey, just try backdooring them. So I started backdooring them, and they're getting the action that I want. And then with the sweeper, it was maybe last week, they were like, hey, just hold. Rob Marcello, our pitching coach here, was just like, hey, try this grip out and throw it exactly how you throw your curveball. So just like not trying to manipulate anything, like not trying to make anything nastier than it needs to be, and just understand that like I don't need to make the perfect pitch. Like I just need to make a good pitch, because when I get in that mentality of like, all right, I got to be perfect, like more often than not, like it's not a good pitch. It's not even a good pitch. So if I just understand that like I need to get to the spots where I need to get when I'm out in the mound, like, and just trust my stuff, like I know I'm going to have success when I go out there.
What's the process like of, okay, I learned this in a bullpen, to I have the confidence to throw this in an actual game?
Yeah, I feel like there's some give and take. Like at first I threw one when I pitched against Worcester, the second inning. It was the first pitch I threw was a sweeper, and I was like, oh, that had some movement. Wasn't a strike, of course, but just having that confidence, but, throwing it each and every day in catch play helps it a lot. Obviously, it's different from when you're on the flat ground to when you jump on the mound. So yesterday I got off the mound and was throwing them, and they were a lot more consistent, and I was able to throw some in zone. So, that just throwing them off the mound a couple times, and seeing the movement and knowing that I can do it, that gives me a lot more confidence for me to bring it out in the game.
And I know you love the DR. Like, what was your experience down there like?
I enjoyed it a lot too. Baseball in the States, especially in the minor leagues, it's about progressing and developing and stuff like that. Obviously, winning, of course. That's always on my mind too. But when you go out there, it's it's literally all about winning. And the fans, they're electric. They're in it. You got the bands. I'm sure you experienced too. They got the trumpets, the drums. They're locked in. So I like that a lot because I'm a high energy guy. Even when I'm on the mound, that feeds me. That gets me going. Maybe I can throw it a little harder and stuff like that. So I enjoyed it a lot. And then the living was different. I had a good spot. I had a 3-bedroom apartment all to myself.
Wow.
They put all the import guys in a little apartment complex, and it was cool, man. I made some good friends. Andrew Hoffman, he's in AAA with the who is it, the Kansas City Royals. So we would watch a lot of the NFL games on Sundays
That's
together. Nick Domkowski, he's out there with the Pirates. I met him with the Pirates, so he was out there. And then I actually knew a decent amount of the Latin players that were on the team just from my time with the Pirates and then my time with the Marlins as well. So, they recognized me, which was cool as well. So just understand that, I do have an impression on some of these, the Latin players too.
You are just bicultural? Are you a bicultural angel?
I'm a little seasoned, man. I'm a little seasoned.
So what would you so I had a very different experience, of course, than because we were on opposite ends of the country.
Yeah.
You were up in the northwest corner. I was down in the southeast corner. What was your food experience? Because I do understand that we both talk about it. We would actually meet each other. Our buses would cross at Jacaranda. Which, if you're from the Dominican, you know exactly what Jacaranda is. It's like it's the Buc-ee's of the Dominican is how I would describe it. And everybody gets food there. I would get my coffee, a little cafecito con miel, and we would literally just say hi to each other, and everybody's dapping each other up. It's like they've known each other for 20 years because they kind of have.
Yeah.
Usually, guys been playing that long time. But what was your food experience?
It was good, man. I mean, we had a nice little Supermercado de Bravo right around the corner from my apartment, so I'd walk there every once in a while and then take a little taxi back, 200 pesos. But no, it was cool, man. I cooked every once in a while, and then when we stopped at that spot, I'd get the same thing every time. I'd get a ham and cheese sandwich with a little egg. Oh yeah.
I didn't know they had an egg on there.
And a fresica, which is like a strawberry.
Yep.
It's like a strawberry smoothie with
That
condensed
sounds
milk.
good.
It was really good, man. I got it every time we stopped there. And
Did you ever get the platter food where the rice, the avocado, all that kind of stuff?
no, I stuck to my guns there. I stuck to it there.
It was
I think I got a pork chop one at a time. I think
Ooh.
it was a pork chop. I don't know. Something like that. It was good. But
Oh, you went to the left side, right in the middle.
yeah,
That's a pork chop one?
yeah, that's the pork chop one. Then the sandwich one was all the way to the
Yes.
left in the corner.
Because they have 4 different spots you can order from. They have a little sandwich spot where you can get the fresas, you can get the coffee, you can get whatever donuts, and then you have a main cafeteria area, and it's got chicken, rice. I would get chivo, which is lamb, goat, gas. And then they also have you're talking about the pork chop, fried chicken, that kind of stuff. And then they have another sandwich shop.
Yep.
So there's a bunch of different areas you can, and an ice cream shop. Did you ever get the ice cream?
No, I didn't. I
didn't either.
I would get the tres leches cake. I'm a big fan of
Ooh.
that. Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's my guilty pleasure when I was over there for sure.
All right, next year I'll have to get
Yep.
one then.
This place is awesome. You told me this great story about growing up in California, and you lived with your dad your whole life, and then you moved to Philadelphia, and just we've talked about this on our radio broadcast a little bit when you've come on and been really gracious with your time. What was that like for you when, here you are, California, your whole life, and you make this move to Philadelphia? It's the next stage of your life. What was that kind of emotionally to take that step?
Yeah, obviously it's a little difficult, especially moving from one side of the country to the other. But it's just family, like just being away from family. My mom actually recently moved over to near Destin, Florida, so I got to see her last year when I was in Pensacola for that time. But yeah, man, I mean, I got closer to my girlfriend Cameron's family. They're great people as well. Me and her dad are very similar, very very similar. Um, and it's just creating new experiences. At the end of the day, like at some point or another, we all got to leave the nest, and we all got to create our own life. And I think that was a big step in not just my relationship, but my life. And I think I'm very grateful for where we live. We live right in the middle of Philadelphia, near Rittenhouse Square. Beautiful, great restaurants. There's people always moving up and down the street. So we live on a super busy street. A lot of shops, a lot of stores, a lot of restaurants, like I said. But I'm very grateful that our relationship brought us closer together, and we're able to start our life together in that city. So I enjoyed it a lot.
Have you done any exploring of, you guys are talking about food, cheesesteaks or any of the history stuff in Philadelphia at all?
Surprisingly enough, I've yet to have a cheesesteak.
Really?
Yeah, everybody always says Pat and Gino's are the two places to go, but I've heard otherwise. But obviously I can't speak to it because I still have yet to get one. But no, we got a nice little pizza spot right down the street from us. I think it's called Joe's Pizza.
Okay.
So every once in a while we'll hit that spot up.
Is that similar to the Joe's Pizza in New York?
I don't know.
It's a lot of Joe's.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got Joe's, John's, Freddy's, Bob's, pizzas.
Marco
Polo.
yeah. But what else? Maybe my first off season there was when was that? 2023. So we went to the History Museum, or the museum they have out there, the Art Museum. That's what it is.
It's a good one.
And it's huge. I mean, it's massive. It's right next to the Rocky Steps and the Rocky statue. So we went there. That's a good little date night. And there's a museum of optical illusions that I've been really wanting to go to. I feel like that would be a really good place to go see, and I've yet to do that as well. So there's definitely stuff on the list that we gotta check off. Cheesesteaks, of course. That should have been number one on the list, honestly. But me and Cameron have been slacking on that. But hopefully we'll get back there during this off season. What else? We went to Eagles games.
That's cool.
I went to this past year. We went to the Link, they call it.
Yeah, the Link.
And saw the Cowboys and the Eagles play. The Eagles whooped them. Where else we go?
Are you an Eagles fan?
No, I'm a Denver Broncos fan.
That's what
baby.
I thought.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I was like it's orange team, but I couldn't figure out if it was the Rams or the Broncos.
Yeah, I'm a Broncos fan.
Don't let the Birds fans hear that.
No, it's all right. I'm an honorary Birds fan if the Broncos aren't in it. I guess you could say. But yeah, when I was still in town. I didn't report to spring training yet when the playoffs were going on. So when I was driving back from, I think I was getting my tattoo done, and I was driving back, and they had just beat the Commanders to go to the Super Bowl, and downtown was packed. Like, they have the barricades on the sidewalks. They close down the streets so no cars can go through, and people just are running amok up and down. People are climbing poles and stuff like that, and they're chanting the Eagles chant, and I'm just like, you know what, I'll start one up. So you just yell "E," and then they spell out Eagles, and I'm like, you know what, this is fun. So they're very passionate about their sports team out there. I've been to two 76ers games, both against the Sacramento Kings. That's my team. Sadly, they have lost both times. I don't know if it's me, but I'm definitely going to look forward to going back to another one of those games. Where else? Another random date night with me and Cameron in Philly. We went to Disney on Ice.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. I'm a sucker for some Disney movies, too.
Okay,
so.
Explain to me that, because I saw it was coming to Jacksonville, right? I think.
It comes every year.
But is it like all the Disney characters?
So
Or is it like themed?
The set we saw, if that's what you would call it, the
Okay.
show we saw was they had like Toy Story, they had the Disney princesses, they had Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
what
so
else?
it's everything.
Moana, yeah.
Okay, it's everything.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to, what is it, the Lion King, like the Broadway Lion King, and it's just the Lion King.
Yeah. They spread it out. They get you some good
They
good
hammer
movies in there.
they hammer down on all the points.
Oh yeah, they do.
Did you wear your princess dress?
No, I didn't. I forgot it at home.
If you could If you had to dress up as a character to go to Disney on Ice, who would you be?
Buzz Lightyear.
Ooh,
By far.
That's a good one.
good
Buzz
choice.
Lightyear.
Scott?
Good choice.
For
Scott?
Let me think on that. Who would you be?
Grumpy.
No.
No.
That's only when I'm over.
Bashful? Bashful, maybe? If that's one of the 7 dwarfs.
I was going to say Stitch.
That's
I
a
think
good
Stitch
one.
would be a good one.
That is
too.
a good one. That is a good one.
See, all my favorite characters are princesses. Beauty and
You
the
can-
Beast was
that's
my
okay.
favorite.
We don't
don't
judge.
Oh,
you discriminate.
Lumiere, the candlestick in.
Oh,
yeah.
Cinderella?
In
That's-
Beauty
No,
and the
Beauty and
Beast.
Beast.
That's my favorite Disney
Cut that
movie.
one out. Cut that one out. My aunt will be upset. I don't know the Disney princesses.
What's the other name? Lumiere
Cogsworth.
Cogsworth?
Cogsworth.
God, how creative.
It's
How
great.
creative.
It's great.
I wish Disney would have better movies now, but it's okay.
They're good.
But they're good.
They're not.
They're not great.
Yeah.
They're
They
not
were
like
great.
Toy Story.
They're not
They're
like Toy
not
Story.
like Toy Story.
They're not like The Lion King.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm trying to think. My Lilo and Stitch.
Little Mermaid.
Mm.
Love
They're
Little
not
Mermaid.
great.
I mean, like
They're just good.
Frozen is kind of iconic, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Now,
absolutely.
Yeah, like that's new-ish.
Well, I've heard that in the
I'm
movie.
fighting for all my kids' favorites.
Yeah,
by the way,
just when they're listening, they're
Tangled,
like, yes.
yeah, Dad, great job.
But I've heard that in Hollywood right now, you can't make a new movie because like the ratings have been so bad of people going to the movies that you can't make like a new idea movie because if it flops, all this kind of stuff. So that's why they were making so many remakes. They're like they already have the fan base. They already know they're going to get this certain amount of money because they have this, stat that, 25% of people are going to watch a remake.
Oh yeah, like the Lilo and Stitch movie coming out.
Correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm excited for that one.
I'm pumped.
I'm
I think it
really
looks good.
excited.
Even like
Because-
Gladiator 2, non-Disney,
Yeah.
right? They're just redoing all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like they can't make new movies because of it's just not doing as well. And that's maybe why you see like Netflix and Hulu and HBO having their own movies because that's the platform that people are going to watch a new movie on.
Right.
They're not going to go to the theaters to watch a brand new Disney movie. And maybe I'm not.
What was the last movie you saw in the theaters?
I watched Gladiator 2 in the Dominican
Okay.
and it was in Spanish.
Oh,
But it
subtitles?
had-
No subtitles.
Subtitles.
No, okay.
Subtitles. Man, that would be tough for me. I'd be like,
Yeah.
there's just grunting and Spanish, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
You?
Yeah, that was it.
2019, pre-COVID. I have not been back.
Really?
Oh, you know what? I went with my son. There was a movie in Orange Park, which is a suburb here, and they were showing Shrek 2. And I love Shrek.
I love Shrek. Too.
The best Shrek out of all of them.
It was
I
great.
believe.
Absolutely.
I believe it's the best one.
And he didn't make it more than like 30 minutes.
Wow.
I'm very rarely disappointed in him, but I was disappointed in him. that day.
You know what I wish they still had at the end of the movie? If you guys remember the VHS tape, they had the Far Far Away Idol, and they had like the American Idol
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it.
Oh, really?
But they don't. Yes, you have to look it up on YouTube because it's hilarious. Because you got all the characters like singing songs, and I think it's Shrek and like Prince Charming that are like the judges or something like that. And they had it on the VHS tape after the movie, but they don't do that anymore. That was my most memorable. I always almost just skipped the movie just for
Just for the end.
just for the end.
The VHSs, man, those are a throwback.
Where the Shrek one was green.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. What was the last movie I saw?
Yeah, what about
Dune
you?
2.
Dune 2.
And
Oh,
I saw it twice in theaters. I
Oh.
went back to back, and they have like interactive seats. So like when the camera like pans, it like kind of pans with you, and like the fight scenes, you're shaking. It's a good time.
Dude, what brand of movie theater is this?
It was the one in Jupiter off PGA.
Was it an AMC or Cinemark?
I don't know, whichever the one by PGA is. I couldn't tell you. I just looked it up and said interactive seats. I said, "Yep, I'm doing
That's
that.
fantastic.
I'm doing that."
I don't know. Hey, have you guys ever been to Disneyland? I know you've probably been to Disneyland.
Yeah, I've been to Disneyland.
Been to Disneyland?
I went the one in Florida, not the one in California.
Well, it's the one in Florida is Disney World.
Okay, I've been in Disney World.
Okay,
not-
because
not-
Disneyland has the interactive seats where it's tough to be a bug. Remember the Bugs Life one? The Bugs
No.
Life ride.
No.
It was very.
They might have changed it.
They did. It was
So-
like ones maybe. I think they just phased out of it. I want to say like 4 years ago.
Okay.
So, but I remember as a kid, you talk interactive seats. I'm talking this Bugs Life is like the bugs. Oh my goodness, the bugs are crawling, and you could feel the bugs underneath your seat,
Whoa.
and like their snot, and it'll like spray
Like
on
4D?
you. Yes,
Is it
it's like
4D? I
yes.
have. So in Universal Studios,
similar. Yes,
yes,
I know.
they
Yes,
had that one, and it was like a different, and it was like it started raining. You could feel the mist come on you. It was good.
Oh my goodness! Speaking of being in Jacksonville, what a time! Have you guys seen the new park at Universal, Epic Universe?
No.
I will spend all of my money to go there and buy all the fast passes. Dude, it is unbelievable. I can't stop getting ads for it. They have Mario World. They have How to Train Your Dragon World, which looks awesome. They had the little baby dragon, but it
Yep.
was one of those Boston robots.
Mhm.
You know, like the Boston dog
Yeah,
robots.
yep.
And they have that all dressed up, and it walks around. And it looks totally real. They have Mario World, Dark Universe, which is like a Frankenstein ride, and it's and then they have one other one. Give me some DreamWorks stuff. They have Burke, which is How to Train Your Dragon, and then they have then they got a brand new Harry Potter land. It's the Ministry of Magic.
Ooh.
That's cool.
That's a
So
good
they
one.
have 3 Harry Potter lands on that park, on that Universal Studios now, and it is because me and my wife say this is the best day of our entire lives, hands down, better than when we found out we were pregnant. She's pregnant. Better than our wedding day, better than anything. We went to Universal Studios the day before they shut it down for COVID in 2020. And when I tell you we did both parks and had time to spare for dinner after, we went on every single ride. We waited on one ride for 30 minutes. That was the longest wait.
Wow.
It was
The
like
fast
hop on a
pass?
ride. Nope. There was nobody at the park. It was
Wow.
COVID.
Wow.
There was nobody at the park. And we were like, we're 23, 24,
Best
fine.
time of my life. I'd have a great time every time, man.
It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I think that is my favorite park because I've been to Disney World, been to Disneyland, been to Universal in California, and I've been to Universal here in Florida. And I think the Florida Universal is by far the best theme park you can go to.
Add it to my list.
There you go.
Yeah.
You sold
Same.
me.
Likewise.
It's a little expensive, but I think it's worth it. Plus, we're literally, 2 hours
2
away?
hours.
Yeah.
Not too far.
How far are you from the Anaheim? You're like 6, 7, 9 hours?
Yeah, I'm in Sacramento, so when I was living there, it was probably like 6, 7 hours.
Yeah. How far from Philly?
Couple
38?
days, maybe. Yeah. A good ride.
Good. Do you ever do the? Okay, so speaking of Philly, do you ever do the Rocky Run? Is there anything
You know,
about that?
when I first got to Philly, I was like, you know what, man? Like, it'd be great for me to wake up and just do it. Why not? I probably live 2 miles from there.
You could run the 2 miles.
Yeah, but you just never got around to it. It's cold, man. It's pretty cold around the off season time up there. We get some snow flurries every once in a while. Not as much this past off season as it was in 23, but it's honestly pretty beautiful. And like being from Sacramento, like it doesn't snow there unless you go to like Lake Tahoe, which is like an hour 40, 2 hours away.
Yeah.
But I was super excited, like driving through the snow. I'm like, oh man, this is really cool. I like the snow, so I get the best of both worlds there.
Do you know how to drive in snow?
Yeah, you just hit the gas, hold the steering wheel 10 and 2. What do you mean? It's not thick enough to where you need to.
Oh,
you need the
okay.
chains,
So when
but,
I think of snow, I think like
snow.
like I think like I'm up in the Cascade or Rocky Mountain snow.
No, it doesn't get that bad. And then in the city, they do a good job of like salting the streets.
Nice. Okay,
So
nice.
it doesn't get too bad at all out there. What else? But no, it's a good time. We actually played against each other in college too. I don't think
We
we
did.
faced each other, but
No.
it was at something happened where a team got. I think we
It
were
was
going to
us.
play Washington State. We were
Oh.
supposed to go play Washington State, and it got snowed out or something happened, and then you guys and who was it?
It was
Northern
Illinois.
Kentucky?
No, it was a purple and gold Panthers. It was Wisconsin.
Northern Iowa.
Nope.
No, it was
It
like
was a
it was like
Wisconsin
a
team.
two-name, and then
Yes.
their mascot.
But I'm telling you, it was purple and gold Panthers.
was it
Absolutely, because it was a Wisconsin team, and I ended up Milwaukee, University of Milwaukee.
of Wisconsin?
Yes,
that's exactly
absolutely.
What it was. Yep.
But it was like a. Did we play you guys once? And I think we played Milwaukee twice, something like that, or maybe it was a 4-game
I
series.
think it was like a round robin kind of. They
Yes.
treated it like a round robin.
Yes,
I think.
because we got snowed out too. So when you're talking snow, that's what I think. I think
Right.
we're talking snow up to this little bench right here.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was so. I was thinking about when to bring that up, but I'm glad you did because I didn't know Yeah, of course I didn't know Robbie at the time. I
Yeah.
was like Sac State. I'm always playing California kids, and I'm like, oh, these snotty
Oh,
California
come
guys.
on.
They don't.
Come on.
When they come up to play in Spokane, Washington, it's 45 degrees out, and they got hoodies and like face masks and all this stuff, and we're out there like whatever. But then we go down to Sac State, and honestly, your the field surface was nice. I don't remember the cages being outside. That was a little cold.
Yep.
But then you had this big parking garage out left,
yeah.
correct?
The structure, baby.
The structure.
The structure.
Yes. So tell me about your time at Sac State, because, I mean, that's not a lot of people here, at least on the East Coast. You don't hear about Sacramento State much.
No. I mean, we have a couple big leaguers who's up there. We got Reese Hoskins.
Okay.
He's with the Brewers. Sam Long. He's with the Royals as well. Nathan Lucas. He's with the Blue Jays. And then there's a couple guys that are, on the cusp of getting up there. But no, it's great, man. I learned a lot of life lessons. I learned how to just live on my own. Like I lived in a college house with my roommates, and but it was still close enough to where I can go have dinner with my dad, or like we would try every week to have like a dinner night and just talk about what we've been up to. And but no, I gave a lot of who I am today as far as the more mature side of me to Reggie Christensen over there, And Brian Francis, he was my strength and conditioning coach. He helped me turn a new leaf from my freshman year to my sophomore year, obviously instilling good qualities that I still do today with strength and conditioning side. So it's been a great time.
Can I mention?
Yes.
Yeah. You want me to mention?
Go ahead.
So Robbie has, I like to call it like almost like a party trick, because he'll show everybody a picture of when he was at Sac State. And you were what, 260, 270?
I was pushing 260. My heaviest was probably like 252 pounds.
Okay, so he was 250, but it was all upper half.
All.
And man, did that guy
Straight
look like
barrel. Straight barrel, man.
And if you look at him now, you'd never guess. You would never guess. You'd be like, dude, this is just an athletic looking dude, no problem. But then you see a picture of him, and it's like, woof. It's like, who ate Austin Roberts?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, just being taught better,
Absolutely.
eat qualities, sleeping qualities, strength and conditioning qualities, that helped me a lot. And, I was working summer camps after my freshman year of college. And my freshman year was okay. Like, definitely had a lot more needed to learn a lot more about the game and how to approach it and be more professional, regardless of the level I was at. I mean, Sac State's Division I, and just you're going to face good competition no matter where you go, whether it's D1 through NAIA and JUCO. Like the competition's going to be good. You're going to find that competition everywhere. So I don't remember where I was going with this, but yeah, just learning how to eat better. And my summer after my freshman year. I was working like a summer camp we would do for Sac State, help make some money during the off season. And some of the lunches we'd get were like hot dogs. So like I'd slam 2 hot dogs, and then my coach sees me eating hot dogs, and he's like, man, this guy, man. He goes, hey, Robbie, come here, man. And he was like, hey, like, if you want to play this game at the next level past college, like, you got to lose some weight, man. Like, it's not fun. Like, these weren't his words exactly, but in my head I was like, man, I'm fat. Like, I'm doing way too much. So after that day, he mentioned that I got to lose some lbs. I called my dad, and I was like, hey, Dad, like, Reggie said, like, I'm fat. So, like, I got to figure this out. So he was like, all right, man. Like, and my dad's a bigger dude too. So we started this weight loss journey pretty much together. So my dad was probably
cool. I didn't
280 as well. Not as well, but my dad was a heavier guy too. We were both heavy at the same time. And, my schedule after that day was I wouldn't stay at my college house. I would go back to my dad's house, and I would stay there. And I'd wake up at 5 in the morning. I'd go to the gym that we would work out at Sac State at 5 a.m., work out there, and then from there I would go to the summer camp and work the summer camp. And then I'd go back, and me and my dad would have dinner and just talk about the day, whatever it was at the time, and just kind of followed along that program. And then there was 1 week, so every Monday at the gym, it's called the Academy in downtown Sacramento, I would weigh in every Monday. So I think it was my first Monday weigh-in, and I was heavier than I was the previous week. And Brian Francis looked me in my eyes and said, "Hey, every Monday you're going to weigh in, right? If you come in here and you're heavier than you were last time, you're not allowed to work out here. Like, you're going to have to go out somewhere else and work out somewhere else." And I was like, all right, like, and that's when it was like, all right, like, this is on me. Like, the responsibility is on my shoulders. I have to be, mature enough to understand that, like, if I really want to play this game at the next level, I have to take it in my own hands. And, like, obviously I had the people around me that'll help push me and guide me and support me through that. But so every Monday I started losing weight, and, I think I want to say I got down to 210 or 215 when we reported back to Sac State that following fall. And my velo went up. I was able to throw a lot more strikes. I was able to just repeat my delivery a lot better. And, I think it's that day when Reg told me that, like, hey, like, cut out on the cookies, cut out on the
Yeah.
on all that stuff. That was kind of the first step to where I am today. And, I give I attribute a lot of my success to the staff that was over there at Sac State.
Oh,
for sure.
And that's such a good message for, like, taking your career into your own hands,
Yeah.
because especially we know this at this level. If you could have said that to, somebody at 18 years old being like, hey, dude, like, you got to take your career in your own hands because nobody's going to hand it to you.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how good you are. Nobody's going to hand it to you. And I think that's so cool that you had to go through that experience, and you're here now on the cusp of making your major league debut. Like, saying that back to your 18-year-old self,
Yeah.
would you even listen to yourself?
I definitely would have been like, "What is this guy? What's this guy know? Like,
What's this jabroni doing?"
he doesn't know what he's talking about." Because I'm 17, 18-year-old, and I'm like, I'm living on my own, but I'm also close enough to home. So just that. Like, I started drinking a lot, especially just being 18, and I know that's against the law, but, like, it's college, man, and that's what I just kept telling myself, like, it's college, and I actually I don't know if I wasn't even going to touch on this, but I started, like, I drank a lot, man, and I fell down a hole where I was, like, upset, I was depressed. My freshman year was, like, up and down, and I was just treating myself to drinking, and that took me down a path that I didn't like. Now being on the other side of it and looking back, it's like, man, I was supposed to go through that. Like, God took me through that to give me lessons, to give me the tools I need to be where I am today. So now I'm 4 years sober from alcohol. So that was a big thing, and I think that was just when I made that decision to stop drinking. God opened a lot of doors for me in that aspect. Like, I went to Greensboro in 2021, and I met Cameron, and I love her to death, man. I can't wait to put a ring on her one day.
Shout out Cam.
Shout out Cam. And I attribute just a lot of my things to making that step, and honestly, like, all glory to God, because He's with me every day, and my dad is a big influence on my life in that part. Just, he sends me a text every day with, like, "I love you, son. Like, let's go get it. Like, you can do this," and a little scripture each and every day. So just reading that just gives me a lot of strength, and it helps me come in here and just do what I do, man. And I'm so blessed. I'm so thankful for all that stuff. That the trial and errors, or just the trials and tribulations that I've gotten to go through may have sucked during that time, but, man, I'm so grateful that I was able to go through that and come out on the other side just a lot better of a person, because the person I was back then was like, I didn't like it. I didn't like what I saw in the mirror every day, but once I started to, like, love myself a lot more and just understand what I brought to the table with my friends and my family and the relationship I made, like, I was like, man, like, I'm pretty cool. Like, I know that sounds terrible to say, but like, man, I just love.
We should all feel like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I love the camaraderie. I love busting people's chops, man. You take it like a champ all the time. And man, I'm just so blessed and thankful for all the people that I've met throughout my time just playing baseball. Like, baseball is a great sport just to connect with people, and I can't thank God enough for putting me in these shoes and giving me the abilities that I have each and every day. So
You talked about all these life changes. When you go back to Sac State, like, presumably as a sophomore,
yeah.
was there like a moment? Was it a batter? Was it a pitch? Was it the season where you were like, "Man, I've done these things. I've dropped this weight. I'm a new person." And that next level, like, did it feel real at a certain point? Like, do you remember any moments like that?
Oh, definitely. I think my freshman year, I had like a 4-something ERA. I had like 14 no decisions. Somehow I was able to. I probably walked 3 to 5 guys a game my freshman year, and then my sophomore year, like I said, I was just able to repeat my delivery and just be in the strike zone a lot more, and I was able to perform great enough to be first team all WAC. Yeah, man, I was just like, I think I had an outing against Northern Colorado where I went 2 or 3 innings, no hits, like 6 or 7 strikeouts. And my pitching coach, Jake Angier, I believe he's the head coach at New Mexico State now. He was like, "Hey man, you know how hard you were throwing last night?" And I was like, "No, like we don't have a gun on the board, so like I don't know." And he was like, "Dude, you were sitting like 95, 96." And I was like, "Dang." And I'm out on the line long tossing the next day, and I'm like just rubber arm. So yeah, I think that outing, that 3-inning outing against Northern Colorado was just like, oh man, like I can do something special. And then my junior year, I was like, so my freshman year I was a starter. My sophomore year I was mainly out of the bullpen, and then my junior year was kind of like a swing man. It was like, if I didn't close the game Friday or Saturday during the weekend series, I would start the Sunday game. So I would kind of like, I think I've 50-50 innings as a starter and a reliever. So just being able to, that goes back to how I am this year, like just doing anything. Like, so I don't know, man. Like, I think the people that I played with, like the camaraderie I had there, the friendly competition of like, it's not like me and my roommate, Parker Brahms, he was also a starter. And it wasn't like, oh, I hope he sucks, so like it makes me look better. It was like, oh, I hope he shoves, because then I have to elevate my game to keep up with him. And I think at Sac State, Reggie does a good job of preaching that, like, because Sac State's a mid-major D1, and they've had a lot of success over. I mean, the whole tenure he's had there since 2012. I think we've had maybe 12, 30-plus win seasons, 2 of them being 40-plus wins. I just think he does a good job of not just developing baseball players, but making the players grow up and become men. Because, at some point in all of our lives, like we're not going to be able to play this game. We're not going to be able to strap up the belt, the cleats, put on the jersey, put on the cap. Like, it's going to come to an end for all of us at some point or another. And, he just prepares us for those life situations and just makes us better people. And, I think I attribute a lot of my success to him. There was another travel ball coach named Alex Smith. He would help me out a lot. So my family wasn't very we couldn't afford like a lot of these tournaments. So he would just say, "Hey, come out and play, man." And I'd play and I would just progress and I'd get better and better. And I thank him a lot for my success as well. I know I didn't talk much about him, but yeah, man, he was like one of the first coaches that kind of saw the light in me. And I kind of have a lot of like, not animosity, but I was like, dude, he always kept me on the younger team. Like, there was like a 14-year-old team where all my friends were on, and then there was like it was like 14U black and 14U green, and I was on the green team, and all my friends were on the black, and I was like, gosh, I want to be on that team so bad. And I stuck on that team, and I think on that team I learned how to become like a leader, like vocally and just by playing the game, man, just by having fun and throwing the rock and playing the infield and catching and just wanting to play every position. Like, I played first, I played third, I played shortstop a couple times, I caught. So just being able to just do everything I think helped me progress, everywhere else in my life too. So, I give a lot of my success to him as well.
I love it. So I got one last question for you. I know Scott probably has a follow-up question.
All right.
I got one more too.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a nice compliment, best I can.
Alrighty. Thank you.
I think you are gonna haven't even said it. I think you're gonna have a very long career in the major leagues. I think your stuff plays. I think you have a very good mentality on the way that you approach baseball. You haven't got the call up yet. I'm smelling it. I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it in my toes that it's gonna be sooner than later. What does that mean for you and your family to kind of have that call, have that feeling?
I mean,
It's already giving me goosebumps.
yeah, I'm getting a little emotional. I mean, I just can't wait to tell all the people that have helped me there. Like, I may not reach out to them as much as I can or speak to them on the daily basis as much as I wish I could, but I just can't wait to spread the word that, like, hey man, like, it's happening. And I know my parents are gonna cry. I know my dad's gonna cry for sure, man. And he's an emotional guy, and it's a beautiful thing. And my friends, my aunt, Susan, they're all gonna cry, man. It's just gonna be a happy day, and I'm just excited for whenever that time is to come. And I'm definitely gonna cry. I might hit the gritty a little bit too. But, I might dance a little bit. I might cry to dance to just scream. But no, man, like it's every kid's dream to play in the MLB, and I think I want to take it one step further, and like I want to have a career in the
Absolutely.
MLB. Like I want to go up there. I want to make a lasting impression on not just my teammates, but the fans of baseball, man. Like I just want to be one of the people that like they talk about on TV, and I want to have fun. I want to compete my butt off. I want to win. I want to get a freaking World Series ring, wherever that may be. I just want to win, man. I think that's just the biggest thing, and I think back to hopefully getting the call one day. I'm just going to be very grateful because it's taken a lot of people in my corner to help me not even get to this point, but even to get to that point in my life, in my career.
You kind of fed perfectly into my last question.
You're welcome.
Because, yeah, as usual.
Thank you.
do a
Now I can say
terrific
thank you.
job.
Now I can say thank you.
Every week we do like a manager's conversation on our pregame show with David Carpenter, your guy's manager. And I asked him this week about you, and his face absolutely lit up because – and he glows about all you guys. It's really cool to see. I think he's like a huge proponent of everybody in that clubhouse. But in particular, he was like, this guy, he gets it. He brings energy every single day. We are challenging him with all these different roles. And obviously tomorrow, we're recording this Saturday. This will come out Tuesday, but tomorrow this is the next challenge for them and I guess for you in their eyes, where you're the opener. And he just loves you. And I think that's so cool because he was a major league reliever who didn't just get there. He carved out a career there. Yeah. So, like, what's it been like? Because it's a brand new coaching staff, and Troy has talked a little bit about that on here. But from your perspective, it's not just a bunch of guys who were there. I think for you, this is a guy who literally did what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Who, like, lights up about you. I think that's just so cool.
Yeah. I think the Marlins have done a great job in years past, in my 2 years that I've been here, and bringing in coaches that are very personable, like bringing in coaches that have that banter, have that back and forth kind of aspect. And I think the whole staff here does a great job. And even last year when I saw it in AA with Jared Eichhoff, I mean, that guy helped me get it as well. Like, so just understand that, like, the guys that they did bring in here, like, they've been there and they've done that stuff, and they truly do care about you guys a lot. Like, they care about it, each and every one of those players in the clubhouse as if we're family. And as you can see, like, with our early success here, like, it shows up on the field, man. Like, they're challenging us each and every day, and you can speak more on the hitter side, but even on the pitcher side, like, we're doing stuff that I've never seen before. But, at the end of the day, it's making us better. It's challenging us in the right ways, and it's a given. It's back and forth. It's not my way or the highway, and I think they've just done a great job on bringing in people that just get it, man. That have a lot of feel that can BS with you and still be serious when that time comes. So I think having that dual aspect of that, and especially obviously bringing in coaches that have played at the big league level and like you said, have carved out careers in the big leagues, like they can give so much more information of like the stuff you don't really see on the field, like the clubhouse stuff, how to go about it in the weight room. So just I'm super grateful for the Marlins in that aspect, and I'm just excited to see what we can do, as an organization. And I think it's trending up in the right direction. So I'm grateful to be a part of it as well.
I'm excited for you to get that call. Hopefully soon. Thank you so much.
Oh,
for the
absolutely,
time, man. This
I
was
love
awesome.
it. I love it.
Mhm.
I told you the other day I got to get better at speaking, and because I want to speak so much. And
Your Sacramento accent's coming out.
I mumble and but no, man, I think I'm starting to get the hang of it. So hopefully I can do it with some cameras in my face. That might be the next one.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
Our friend Kyle Seeloff will be right on your
Perfect.
case.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, thank you everybody for listening. That was Austin Roberts. You can listen to us wherever you get podcasts: Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Please make sure to subscribe and like, and put those reminders on your phone to figure out when next episodes come out. Austin, we can't thank you enough. We appreciate it. This was Turn 2 with Scott and Troy.